How's it going, guys? So today I'm doing another pickup video, but before I get started on that, there's just a few things I want to talk about. So I know I mentioned a few videos ago, when I talked about the reasons why I make YouTube content, that there may come a time, when I only do one video per week. Personally, that may be happening soon. I'm not sure when. It may be happening, in a few weeks, it may be happening in a few months. Honestly, I really have no clue when that may happen. Now, it's not that I'm getting burnt out from making YouTube content. I only spend maybe 8 to 10 hours a week total making 2 videos. It's not really a whole bunch. But during the summer, I'm the kind of person I like to spend a lot of time outdoors. I love mountain biking. I love being on my road bike, fishing, kayaking, and things like that. And to be honest with you guys, I recently started going back to the gym because I kind of let myself go a little bit this year. Now, as we all know, video games are always going to be here. I have so many games I can still talk to you guys about. Pickups are always going to happen. I go to the Salvation Armies, Savers, any kind of thrift store almost every single day. So I'm always constantly grabbing games. Also, one thing that I want to introduce this year is something that's similar to like Pat the NES Punk does. Bring the camera on the go with me. I have a GoPro, and kind of give you guys a whole different type of footage than what I'm currently doing. Some of the sense of kind of mixing in pickup videos, but at the same time doing like the flea market hunts. I really feel like, if I spend, only one day a week, making the YouTube videos, actually, putting out a video, that I can, I don't know, dabble, I would say, into making, better quality videos, learn more about editing, kind of expand my channel a little bit, but, kind of keeping it original to how it's been over the past, I think it's been like 8 or 9 months. So I hope you guys completely understand. There's another really cool announcement happening soon. I have plenty of, I have a lot of content coming out. I have, a few more game stores to go over. This is going to break it down to I think almost like 2 to 3 pickup videos altogether with the amount of crap I have here on my couch. I'm constantly, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, but, several nights a week, throughout the days and evenings when I am home, I definitely want to, do a little more stuff outside and kind of, focus back on, make myself, I'd say, healthy again. But enough of that, let's get started on these pickups. So the pickups we're going to go over today is a few things I grabbed from a local thrift store, something I picked up off of Let Go, a trade I did with a friend, and something I actually grabbed from a retail store. So on Let Go, I actually saw an ad for several Pokemon games posted for only 25 bucks. I personally thought it was 25 bucks per game, and I still inquired on it just because I was still curious. I think a lot of other people thought the same thing because that was actually like posted I think for 3 or 4 days, and for no one to actually comment or grab the deal. I was, I was just a little bit curious to see what was going on. I personally thought, it was 25 bucks per game, but actually turned out to be only 25 bucks for the whole lot. So there's actually a lot of 8 Pokemon games on the DS. The games I ended up getting was a copy of Pokemon Ranger Guardians, Pokemon White version 2, Pokemon Conquest, got Soul Silver, Black version 2, another copy of Guardian, or Pokemon Ranger Guardian, I guess that's what it's called, a copy of White, which has a discolored label, and a copy of Mystery Dungeon Explorers of the Sky. Now, I honestly really thought at first it was 25 bucks per game, but once the person said, it's 25 bucks for the whole lot, I would definitely not pass on that. It turned out to like 3 and change per game, which we all know Pokemon games never really lose value. Now, to keep it going with the Pokemon theme, I actually did grab a controller I've been looking for. I'm actually looking for a full set of these. I'm only missing one so I can have it. From a local game store for 15 bucks, I grabbed a Pokemon N64 controller. Now, these controllers right here usually go for about, honestly, I see them anywhere between like, 30 up to 50 bucks each. Sometimes I've actually seen them a little bit more. Their prices, they go all over the place. If you are interested in getting one of these, personally, I think the Japanese ones look really cool. They have like a lighter blue one with the yellow backing. I think those are also like an orange one with the yellow backing. You can actually get them, I'd say, for almost half the price of what one of these actually cost. So I also did a trade with one of my friends on Instagram. You guys probably know him as Tyler Plurden. He recently picked up the Diablo 2 Collector's Edition box, but inside that box he was missing the soundtrack. I actually had 2 copies. I have one that's sealed and I had one that was still open. So I did a trade with him. He ended up sending me a copy of Zombies Revenge on Dreamcast. Now this is missing the original manual, but that's really no big deal to me. I personally don't collect Dreamcast, but I heard it's actually a pretty fun game. And also to keep it with that Blizzard theme of how I sent him the Diablo 2 soundtrack, my local Walmart had a big bin of like $5 games, and inside was the Warcraft 3 Battle Chest. I played a lot of Warcraft when I was younger. I never really got into World of Warcraft, but for 5 bucks, I was not going to turn this down. It plays on the Mac, and I have a MacBook Air, so it doesn't really play games too well, but I'm sure it can run this so I can have something to play when I'm on the go. Another cool thing I grabbed, before I get into the last stuff I grabbed from a local thrift store, was something I found at that junkyard I frequently talk about. A copy of Castlevania Curse of Darkness. the front art was completely jacked up. I mean, it still is not in the best shape, as you guys can tell. But I took an iron to it. It cleaned it up better than it was, so I think I paid like $1 for this, or $2. So I may try it. I personally don't get into Castlevania games too much, but that's actually something I'll be talking about in one of my future videos. Alright, now to get into some of the thrift store pickups, there is like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 or so pickups all together from different times I've gone. Now, with my pickup videos, I kind of, they last like, 3 or 4 weeks total. And then in the end, I make either one large video, two, medium-sized videos, or, I'm just, impatient, I'll make one video. The amount of stuff I've grabbed over the past few weeks, it's just been quite a bit of stuff, and I have a whole box of stuff I grabbed from Savers, which needs to have its own video alone. But from local thrift store, I did grab 3 games for PS2. Total was like $5.33 after tax, or $5.32, I have no clue. First was a copy of Vice City, a copy of Max Payne, and a copy of San Andreas. Next time I stopped in, I did pick up 2 more games. First, this actually came to, I want to say, 5 and change total. One game was $1.99, the other was $2.99. First was Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, and next was a copy of MDK2. Now there's a little bit of a funny story about this. I don't know if I want to say funny. I still feel a little bad. Now when I got there, I just looked in the case and I wasn't really paying attention to anything going on. And I asked to see 2 games. There was no worker nearby, so I found someone was like, hey, do you mind grabbing some stuff from the case for me? I ended up getting, someone to get them, and they had to dig through, like, push aside some linen carts, and they grabbed the 2 games for me. Now, I didn't really pay, really too much attention to it, but I guess there was someone behind me looking through DVDs that was also looking for games. And I guess I took games that he wanted, but I had really no clue those were the games he was looking for. He didn't say anything to me. I don't know if he got like a worker to go help him or not, but I do feel kind of bad. But I mean, I guess if the person really wanted them that bad, they would have gotten someone. But I guess I still feel a little guilty. Let me know what you guys think below, if that's ever happened to you, or if you've actually ever done that to someone. People have said, don't worry about it, it happens. You're the one who got the person, don't let it get to you. But me being who I am, I still feel kind of bad. But to be honest, I don't have either of those games, especially Paper Mario. That's a game I loved playing when I was younger. It's actually something I've been looking for. I was going to talk to my brother about doing a trade for it. But now I finally have it, but I still feel a little guilty about it. So I did have another pretty cool score from the same place. They actually had several Game Boy Advance bags of games, or 2 games for $2.99, and a few other disc-based games. It's actually a really cool board game that I've been eyeballing for quite some time. But for the Game Boy Advance games I grabbed 4 bags of them. They're each marked for $2.99. First was a copy of Sega Arcade Guy with Ed, Edd and Eddy. A copy of Garfield with Charlotte's Web. Now I guess this Garfield game is pretty uncommon. I've never heard of it. It's like a $15 game, which I was very surprised to see. If it's anything like the Garfield game on Genesis, I'm going to be pretty stoked to play it. Next bag was Pocket Dogs with the Bible game. And last, I grabbed this because I played James Pond in the past. Not a big fan, but it came with Kim Possible. That's whatever. James Pond, it's still like an old school style game. I have no clue how this one plays, if it's anything like it. But for $2.99, you guys obviously know $1.50 per game. That is super cheap, and it's pretty hard to pass on things like that. Also, to continue with that pickup, I did find a copy of Super Mario 3D World. Now, the disc, it only came disc only, it was $3.99, but I actually had a case for it hanging around, so I was able to complete this box for $4 total, which was an absolute steal. Also with that was a copy of Jeremy McGrath Supercross World for $2.99. Never played on GameCube. I'm not going for complete GameCube at all. Whenever I see GameCube games or Wii games, I tend to grab them for Dan and Rebel Gaming Club. He's going for complete sets or both, so if I can find them for cheap enough, I'll pick them up. If he doesn't need them, I will just add them to my collection in the end. To top it off though, now this is something, whenever I see it as like one version of the game. It's usually 40 bucks. I'll go to Target and they usually have this Super Mario chess set, but I've never seen it with the checker set. I looked on eBay, this goes for about 40-45 bucks. But I paid only $6.99 for this, which I was super stoked for. Actually, the checker pieces were still sealed. The plastic that every chess piece is put into doesn't look like it was ever touched. I have a feeling some kid got this for his birthday or something, never cared to learn to play checkers or care to play checkers or learn to play chess, so their family just had him donating it. Now, to finish up this pickup, I did make one last stop there recently. Actually, I didn't do this in order. I'm really sorry about that. But I actually grabbed a handful of really cool games. Now, There's 3 PS1 games and 1 NES game, which I never see NES games there. I usually see only PS2, Wii, and Xbox, like, you know, 360 or regular Xbox. I guess obviously so I grabbed some GameCube games, a Wii game, you know, a few things like that, which honestly with that is pretty uncommon. It's mostly just PS2 games that I'm grabbing there. It's the same place where I grabbed like Grandia 2 one time and a few other games, so I was really shocked to find what I actually found there. So the first thing I grabbed for 99 cents was a copy of Triple Play 97. If you guys like retro games, we all think, you know, I'm pretty sure everyone thinks the long box PS1 games are really neat. So they're pretty hard to turn down. Also a copy of Siberia, another long box game, which I heard is actually pretty fun. For the NES game, because I'm going to say the best thing for last, was a copy of Zelda. This was $2.99. There's something rattling inside. As you guys can tell, you know, the gold on it is not in the best shape. It's Zelda for $2.99. You really can't go wrong with that. And the last thing, which I was super impressed to see. Now, when I first saw this, I thought it was a completely different game because I don't follow these series at all. I don't follow this, like, you know, Working Designs games, which I pretty much just gave it away. But I found a copy of Ark the Lad. This is probably going to another YouTuber very, very soon. One of my friends, Gorilla Gamer, mentioned to me that he has someone that would be very interested in this. Someone that'd be looking for it. I know what I paid for it. I'm not in the hole for it, and you know, if I can do like a pretty, you know, okay trade, even if he makes out way better in the end, I'm completely cool with that. I personally just don't. I'm not an RPG fan at all. I don't even play Zelda. You guys can hate me for that. But this thing is so incredibly complete. It is clean. It has everything inside. From the book, it has even on the inside. Let's see here. I think this is it. It came with these little character pieces and these little analog stick covers, and also came with a memory card thing. All complete. Yeah, one the analog stick things fell out. $5 for that. It was an absolute steal. I was so impressed to find it. At first I thought it was a copy of Lunar, which I was like, oh, that's really cool, you know, regardless if it's Lunar or anything else. Anything by Working Designs usually fetches a pretty penny. To find that, I was simply blown away, but I feel like I did, you know, I made out very well on it, and I'd like to have someone else who's really going to appreciate it actually own it instead. Alright guys, that's going to wrap up for this pickup video. As you guys can tell, I am pretty freaking warm right now. I just came home from the gym, and I don't have my ceiling fan on. I didn't have this window open at all today, and it was like 90 degrees. So it's pretty freaking steamy in here. But I hope you guys aren't bummed about the fact that I'm going to be breaking it down to maybe 1 video per week, but I still have a few boxes of things to go over for pickups. Also got something really cool in the mail today that is going to be a really cool way, if you guys own one, for us to keep in touch and, you know, play video games together. At the same time, I am going to be probably, you know, throwing in some more streaming if I'm doing less videos, but at the same time also kind of doing some like Google Hangouts and things like that. But also, if you guys are going to be going to too many games, I will be there. So I would say, you know, not to worry about the footage. You know, 1 week maybe 1 video, 1 week maybe 2 videos, but I'll let you guys know when, like, you know, it's definitely set in stone that I'm going to be breaking down to about 1 video per week. So I hope you guys liked this video, and if you did, definitely give it a thumbs up in the comments below. Let me know which portion of this pickup was your favorite. If you haven't subscribed yet, definitely do so you can check out future content. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great week hunting.